Make sure that we are live and everything's all good, no interruptions. Well, of course, we're going to have interruptions, bad Wi-Fi connections, not it goes. Hey, what is up, you guys? I am back with another live stream video. Tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about favorite animes that I grew up with since childhood. Before we get into today's topic, I keep saying today's topic is tonight's topic. Tonight's topic, we're gonna make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, leave the comments down below. Let's get some likes. With that being said, let's get into this topic. First anime that I grew up watching is Dragon Ball Z. I loved the heck out of Dragon Ball Z growing up, and it was one of the best part of my childhood since growing up. And I can never recall the time when the first time I saw Goku on TV, I was instantly hooked. I did not watch it in 1996. In the 90s, I got into Dragon Ball Z in the early 2000s. The first Dragon Ball Z I saw was Dragon Ball. I did not know about the Dragon Ball series. It was the first one before the Z part. It was the first time I've seen. I mean, we've actually seen Goku as a child. He kind of sounded like Gohan, Goku's actual son in the Dragon Ball Z series, but we did get the first time we see Goku and Piccolo duke it out in the martial arts tournament, and I believe that was the birth of the bond that Goku and Piccolo had with each other. So Dragon Ball was one of my favorite animes, but Dragon Ball Z was the series that kind of got me into, anime. Just them throwing their energy balls at each other, them Kameyas and Kaioken times 1, 2, Goku, Vegeta's rivalry. The first story arc that really got me into the series was the Goku and his brother Raditz. Raditz was trying to explain to Goku that he was sent to Earth to destroy the planet by the same race. It's a lot of racist reference in the Dragon Ball Z. That's just like, a black person being sent to Japan to destroy the country, and by your African race. That right there, it kind of reminded me of the human race of reality in real life. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about childhood animes that I grew up with. So Dragon Ball Z was one of my favorite animes growing up. And one of my all-time favorite moments from that series was Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan after Frieza killed Piccolo and Krillin. And the whole fight between Goku and Frieza was legendary, but it went on for what, 10 episodes? And then the Android Saga came out, and I was instantly hooked on Dragon Ball Z. I remember constantly, before Christmas, eating cereal and watching Toonami, and they always aired Dragon Ball Z. I really just didn't care what the episode was about. I just love watching the series itself. And then this whole martial arts tournament started, and I don't know if Gohan actually had a girlfriend at the time. But all I know is that this tournament with Goku and all the others, and then Gohan transforming into the Super Saiyan for the first time when he sees his friends and family members getting destroyed by Cell's little creatures, and then he turns into a Super Saiyan and full power, and Gohan was the strongest fighter when Goku was trying to tell everybody, look, Gohan is tough. He can beat Cell, but unfortunately, he couldn't do it. But once Goku saw his full potential, he beat Cell. But he couldn't do it by himself. He had to have the ghost of a father, Goku, help him out to beat him. And that right there was one of my favorite moments from Dragon Ball Z. It was one of those animes that I absolutely loved and hated growing up. The problem with Dragon Ball Z is that everybody dies too much. When they die, they die. There's no way that you can revive them or you could actually bring them back to life. If they're dead, they're dead. Sometimes I just feel like animes and all the other TV shows play with death too much. When a character dies, they dies. They cannot be brought back to life. Unless it was a kid show, they can't. They can be brought back to life, but who am I to say? So Dragon Ball Z was one of my... You wonder me while I'm doing this, holding my breath, is because I'm trying not to yawn so much, because I have a bad habit of yawning when I'm, giving my opinions on stuff. Yu Yu Hakusho is another favorite anime of mine. Yet last year, I just got finished watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I personally grew up with the anime because it was just a fun anime to watch. I'm so sorry that I yawn. I don't know why I yawn. Every time I yawn, my nose stops up. It's basically my sinus issues. Alright, so getting back to what I was saying. Oh God. One moment. Let me use my nose spray. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I sometimes hate it when my sinus, bothers me. Like, I was feeling just fine earlier today, but due to this weather, it's caused me to have these bad sinus issues. So, alright. Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite animes growing up. Because, Yusuke, he started out, as a ghost when he actually dies by saving his child from a running car. Because one, his mother was a drunk and smokes a pack of cigarettes 24/7 every day. Then he sees this kid who was being a douchebag. At first, he was like, okay, I'll be nice to you. But sometimes he has to realize that kids don't know any better. So, you know what? First of all, now that you think about it, where is the mother and the father of this child? So he ends up saving this child by getting hit by a car, and he dies from a car accident. So a few episodes later, a friend of his named Budokai pretty much is a hothead who doesn't care about anything at all, who wants to be this tough guy, but he's not. Pretty much, he gets into the he gets into the bodies of his friends. First, it was his girl crush, and then it was Budokai, and then there was an episode when his body was on the line, his dead body was on the line, Um, his crush was gonna do whatever it takes to save him from this burning house, but Yusuke has to go to this egg into the house. It not only blocks the fires, but it will allow Budokai and his crush, I forgot her name, to rescue the dead body. So when time almost ran out, the only way to revive Yusuke was to his girlfriend to kiss him, and he ends up being brought back to life. So now that he's being brought back to life, him and his friends go to this tournament, which he ends up winning, by the way. And then a few episodes later, once he wins the tournament, Yusuke dies again, but this time the demon brought him back to life. So once he's being brought back to life by this demon world, a couple of people who are from that planet, from that world. I mean, it's so much to explain. It's a lot going on in the anime. I have to go back and rewatch the series. Part of me doesn't want to, but nah, I'd rather not. But overall, Yu Yu Hakusho was one of my favorite animes growing up, and I highly recommend this to anybody out there who is an anime fan, who is a Yu Yu Hakusho fan. Go check it out. It's a must watch. It's good. It's awesome. And if you don't, I'm gonna use my spirit gun in your behind. Pew. Let me stop. I'm gonna go for now. Street Fighter the movie. Street Fighter 2 the movie was a 1994. Street Fighter 2 the movie 1994 anime film was a good film. I had the PG-13 version. It's by the Street Fighter 15 Anniversary Collection. They have Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. But there was just one anime, but there was just one thing that kind of made me want to get the game in the first place, was the movie, Street Fighter 2 the movie. And what I love about the movie is that the art animation looks beautiful. Like, you guys know, as an artist myself, I absolutely love the anime and the style of it and how it looks. It shows a true incarnation of the Street Fighter franchise, of how animes are supposed to look. But this came out 24 years ago, when the movie came out. And the funny thing is, for me, is that hey Aaron, sorry I didn't say what's up to you earlier though. I was trying to fight this silence, Let me just say this. A few things I love about the movie are the fight scenes. The fight scenes are beautifully done, very well animated though, and I just love how the color sprite looks. And the plots are, just like the video game, every fighter wants to get their revenge on M. Bison for all the things that he's done. Killing Chun-Li's father, killing Charlie's, Gao's partner and best friend. So Ryu is basically Ryu. This movie is basically Street Fighter. It's based on a video game. Every fighter has his own destiny to get revenge on M. Bison. When it comes to the final arc between Ken and Ryu and Bison, so Bison sends Vega to attack Chun-Li. Oh, I would like to tell you the most iconic scene in the Street Fighter 2 animated film was Chun-Li's naked butt scene. But even though Street Fighter 2, the movie, is R-rated, the PG-13 version had a censor that scene, but I only saw a little cracker from behind. But enough for all that. The fight begins when it's Chun-Li and Vega. So she ends up using her special moves on the spinning bird kick and her lightning kicks, as you guys know in the video game world. So and Bison kidnaps Ken by putting him under a spell to fight against Ryu. But once Ryu tries to snap Ken out of it, he finally realized that that's his best friend. So Bison ends up throwing Ken all the way off from the mountain. So Ken ends up coming back to reality by using a technique that him, Ryu, and his masters trained him to do by meditating, by doing this martial arts pose. So the end, Ken ends up coming back helping Ryu. The two end up beating Bison. So therefore Ken ends up going back to having a normal life. Ryu went back to just being Ryu, being the loner. But there's a plot twist at the end of the movie, and Bison ends up driving a pickup truck. So I guess Ryu ends up jump kicking in Bison through the truck window, and I'm guessing that's the end of the movie. So Street Fighter, the animated movie, was one of my favorites. Even the Street Fighter 2 Victory is based off the Street Fighter 2 film, and I absolutely love the series. By the way, it is that awesome. It reminded me so much of Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, of how well the animation was shot. The killer sprite look, it looks exactly like the film. Like, Capcom did an amazing job by recapturing the flavor of Street Fighter 2 animated movie. Like, Street Fighter 2 Victory is a must watch. It is excellent. What else? Honorable mentions goes to Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was the show that I kind of got into when I was young, but I wasn't really into that series like that. So I watched the series in 2000, back when Toonami was awesome, when they used to run good anime shows like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Sailor Moon, Totally Spies, even though that's not really anime, but that's American manga, American anime. I would like to know in the comments below, what are your favorite animes growing up? Whether it's from the 90s, in the early 2000s, in the 2010s, late 2000s. What were your favorite animes growing up? Let me know in the comment section below. And until then, I'm your host, Devin Hughes Reacts, and I'll see you later.